Sweet. We're just gonna go live right now on a Saturday night. We'll do a arcade society community show. Why not? Sounds like a good plan to me. As people get the notifications and maybe chime on in, we'll just hang out. I was gonna play pinball, can't lie to you, but I only got about an hour. So I was like, let me just hang out. Why not? We could all just hang out. Making sure that this time Twitch is A-okay because I did not have Twitch set up properly. We're good. Sweet. Cool. All right, let me walk on over there. This is the Arcade Society. Sweet. Yes, episode 2. First one was pretty cool, but everybody was talking about me. And everybody was talking about like, hey, Vic, talk about your build. I don't really want to do that, but I could do that. It's okay. I'd rather just talk about what's going on in gaming, whether it's arcade, pinball, whatever it is. Let's just hang out on this Saturday night. I think there's a UFC fight tonight. And I think there's a Royal Rumble. Is there a Royal Rumble tonight? I'm not sure. I'll tell you my little journey today. Definitely going to be talking about something that pissed me off. And freaking Australians. And they're scamming asses. Unbelievable how they build a V-pin. It's just mind-boggling. But yes, I'll tell you my little journey that happened today. Crazy stuff, as always. And it just goes to show you that no matter what, nothing. Been doing this for, I got to get the exact number of years. It's definitely like 14 or 15 years. And out of my 15 years, it is never something simple. Oh, it's simple. Oh, Vic, it's got to be an easy fix, man. Oh no, it never is. It never is. At least when I get into these situations, it never is. Some people think it's just easy. Oh, you could just maybe it's just like a file, Vic. Maybe you could just fix a file. No, that's Tanner. What's going on, Tanner? How are you? We'll talk about Stern's media invite. Very excited for that because it's already like leaked. It's already thrown out there that, yes, there is like a media day. I got the invite. Very happy as always. I kind of noticed that I'm basically in this BCC list, this blank carbon copy list, as I would call it. Get a chair. Like I said, I was going to play pinball. And I'm not going to lie to you. I replayed that Toy Story stream and how stupid do I want this one? I could have that blue one. How stupid I messed up badly on that. So upset at myself. But I'll be honest, going back on that stream, I did learn a couple of things where if you looked carefully at the screen, apparently actually if you complete the scene, you get like a bonus feature when you get to the carousel. Did not know that. If you look carefully, I completed 3 of the 7 scenes. And yeah, if you looked carefully, there's Brooklyn Menace. Wow, what's going on, buddy? How are you? There's Jason the Alien. How are you? Vic, I'm sure you had quite an adventure today, man. Oh man, dude, I am like still flabbergasted. I will talk about that because I have to go back. I have to go back to that guy's house. Very upset. I'm very upset, and all I got to say is thank God. I don't like to bring religion, but thank God that Jason Baker, thank God he replied to like my text, because I was throwing it in, man. Throwing it in, and I was like, you know what? Let me just message Jason. Maybe he has an idea. And without him, I would not have gotten that machine up. So shout out to Jason, but we still have some issues that I'm very flabbergasted about. It's like mind-boggling. I understand it as a company why XGC did it, because they don't want people cloning and copying their drives. But dude, it's like I'm gonna make a video on it. I'm gonna make a standalone video about it because definitely I don't want people now to just message Jason like, hey, help me out with XGC's cabinet. I don't think he wants to do that. I'm just grateful that he answered. And keep in mind, I do talk to Jason on the side. A guy locally by me, he bought his 4-player cabinet. And Jason actually came down. Like I think he's in Maine. But I could be wrong. Jason Baker could be in Maine. And he drove this cabinet down. Like he put his truck, I think he said it was a box truck, and he put it on like the ferry and like sailed across the sea and dropped off by hand this cabinet. So Jason Baker, shout out to him. Again, without him, I would not have gotten it up. But we could talk about it real quick. So last week, guy's very cool guy. Very awesome dude. He's a vet. I learned today that he's a veteran. He hit me up. He actually hit up another person locally by me by the name of Sal. Sal Joe. He fixes pinball machines. He's in, I don't know what area exactly, but he's in Long Island. And apparently Sal Joe recommended me. So this guy, his name is Tony. Tony hit me up. He goes, hey, Vic, man, Sal recommended you. I have this virtual pinball machine and it doesn't turn on anymore. There's an issue. I don't know what's wrong. It doesn't turn on. So sure enough, I think I could pull it up actually. Hold on, let me see if I could do it. I have to get into my emails because we can actually see videos and all that. Cool. The guy was cool. Mellow dude. Nothing like to talk negative about him. It's just, he's like your basic, most common type of customer where he bought a machine. It's supposed to be plug and play, and it's like you don't have to do anything. And he had this machine for about 3 years. He's had it for a while. And just recently, he's had an issue. And he's like, I can't figure out what the hell I did. Sorry, I'm reading an email. I don't want to read an email. He's like, I don't know what. He recently was having an issue. And he basically said to me, he's like, I would flip the switch and the machine doesn't turn on anymore. And I'm like, oh, you know, normally, and apparently XGC did not do it like this. I thought they would have, but they didn't do it like how I do it, I guess. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But normally, on all arcade cabinets, at least what I build, I can only speak about my stuff, I have it set where once you give the cabinet power, I have to like enter a code. Once you give the cabinet power, it will turn on the PC. That is how I set my stuff up. I still put an external power switch and an arcade button. Luckily, XGC did that. But he said to me, Vic, no, like it never turned on by itself. When I first got it, I have to like go and I have to do all that stuff and manually turn it on. I said, okay, cool. Anyway, I was under the impression that that's what XGC did. I'm like, oh, you turn on the cabinet, it's not turning on. It most likely, the CMOS battery on your motherboard died. So he goes, I changed that. I changed the battery and I still can't get it. And I'm like, okay, but like you still need to like push the power button. Like when you change a CMOS battery, you have to go into BIOS. You have to change the settings. So he's like, right now I'm trying to push the power button. Nothing is working. Nothing is going on. Now he sends me this. How am I going to do this? Whatever. If it shows it, whatever. I guess it has his name, but it's all right. It's okay. He sends me this. It's a bunch of videos and like pictures and stuff. Let me get to the right one. Let me unlock this. Good. It's all right. You could. I doubt that's his last name, but whatever. He made a couple of things. He has like, you know, folders here, and he has a couple of videos. And in these videos, he's actually talking to Daryl. Like, Daryl, look, like this is, and I'm like, I wrote to him and I was like, hey, just a heads up, XGC is like gone. Like they fucking robbed people and they're gone. And he's like, I did not know that. And I was like, yeah. So I said, like, in your videos, it sounds like as if you're talking to him. Like, is he replying to you? Because there's some people that are looking for him. And he's like, no, Vic, nobody, like, he's not replying. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess I could understand why. He has a whole bunch of pictures. This is all his stuff. We could go one by one. This was mind-blowing to me. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because I was like, did they send you this computer like this? There's fucking drives hanging. I couldn't believe it. When I got there today, he kind of gave me like a down low on what things are. But let me see if I could go back and like see the video maybe. This is how do I go back? Let's go here. He took a lot of pictures. I give him the kudos for it. Like he's got like, he went and took pictures of everything. So I was like, all right, like this is cool. But basically, he has a video. He did like 4 or 5 videos. And I said to him, I was like, I need a couple of videos and such. Let's do, I think it's power supply. Is it power supply? Nope, these are JPEGs. Before he contacted me, he changed the CMOS battery because Sal, my buddy Sal, he doesn't do virtual pinball. He fixes real pins. Sal was like, your CMOS battery is probably dead. He's like, okay, and he changed it. Still no issue at all. No resolution, right? So now this guy Tony was like, hey, you know what's funny? I flipped the switch and I'm noticing the power supply to the PC. He's like, I'm noticing the fan isn't spinning. And I'm like, that's because your PC is not turning on though. So he goes, I bought a new power supply. I'm telling you like exactly how it is. So this way when you listen, you could kind of like, I would even return to you and be like, what do you guys think the issue is? So again, you could even answer it now. What do you think the issue is? The computer doesn't turn on. And I'm gonna, oh, here we go, this video is cool. He has a couple of these. I don't know, let's go to this one. I'm hoping, I would assume you could probably hear it. Hopefully it's not like blaring in your ear. I see desktop audio.
Hey,
so I'm
Daryl,
assuming
this is video number 1. So we got the Extreme Pinball, the Warriors, over here in Brooklyn,
We'll
New
watch
York.
it.
Having a little trouble, so wanted to send you this video to see what's going on.
See, the way he's talking, I was under the impression that he like messaged Daryl, and Daryl's like, okay, send me a video of what the issue is.
So what we
Let's
got
watch.
here is it totally unplugged. We go in here, check our connections first. As you can see, I have checked these connections here. I have checked those two connections as well. Those
He
are
is
nice and
talking
tight.
as if
And then in
Daryl
the
gave him
back
instructions. That's what was weird to me.
here, check those 2 connections, make sure we were good. The fan was operating fine. I checked these 2 connections right here. Make sure we were good there. We were good. I looked over in this section here. Make sure that the power was good to go. Everything seemed good. I have unplugged it, so I'm going to plug it back in. This is video 1.
Okay, cool. I see Jason, he wrote there, if it doesn't turn on, it's motherboard or power supply. It will turn on with other issues. Dig it. Let's watch the second video, because I had the same assumption. Let's go to video 2. There's a part in this video you have to watch that might question.
Video 2, I just
yourself.
plugged it in. And we get this. Then we get safety mode. We get that up there. We're in Chinese. Not sure why it's going in safety mode.
So it's not like safety mode, it's more like it's going into sleep mode. Basically, right now, so when I see this, I'm like, okay, there's power going to the cabinet. Your TVs have power and they are turning on. There's just no HDMI.
Check the video cable and video source. Display going to sleep. Yeah. And then that's basically it. Got that? Now we go in here. It's nice and dark. If I hit this button, it turns everything on. This light will turn white as if normal, gonna turn on. And pretty much don't go nowhere yet, but we'll see what happens. Got this video screen like normal, but then this goes yellow, which isn't normal. It's like we're not getting power or something. I just don't know. So then I take the remote control and I hit the center button.
I didn't see that remote today. I didn't know there was a remote.
And we got gaming.
He basically plays around with this, but like this is fine. I thought he thought that he changed the HDMI, but the biggest thing here that I questioned everything was this.
Go in here. It's nice and dark. If I hit this button, it turns everything on.
He hits a button, and everything turns on. So in my mind, I'm like, I wrote to him, I was like, do me a favor now. Like, you hit a button. Like, I need you to go now to the rear of the cabinet. And like, is your fan spinning? And I guess he didn't understand what I meant. He sent me a video. We don't have to watch it. It was just like him walking around the cabinet, but he never pushed the button. This was 2 days ago or yesterday. I was like, watch your second video and go to the 40-second mark. I was like, you hit something and lights turn on. Now, from what I see there, it's like as if the PC turned on. In my eyes right now, I see the PC turned on. You definitely hit the button. It doesn't show you what button he hit.
Turn white as if no.
But he hit the button, and now you got like white lights on. So I'm like,
That goes.
It looks
white.
like your PC is actually on. Like it looks like it's turning on. So I'm talking about the nightmare of this cabinet today that I'm kind of still pissed about. That's what happened. So I read. It was basically like it goes in and out. That's perfectly fine. Just added is aimed towards me. Maybe this one here. Let's see what this video. I'm not gonna bore you.
This makeup set.
He's going around with the settings on the screen. It's got like that. What is that? The ROG. He's got like the ROG screen on. This I think.
I will say the only thing on the back end of the.
No, the cabinet's
pinball,
still not on.
I do have power here.
See, like I see that, and I'm like, there's a light on there. If you also look kind of carefully at the other videos, you see like lights flashing. Like there's flashing lights, and I'm like, it looks as if your PC
making a quick video and send it over to you. Is no
like it looks like something is like
whatsoever.
I don't want to look at the light in there. I went big on that. Sorry.
NZX, kind of where it stands.
Like, oh, if you saw that real quick, there's like a green little light that like flashed
and
there.
I kept all those
no, that's
wires.
power supply. Even this right here, this
since I
board
have a new
here,
one,
it's got lights.
I could replace all of them.
But actually, if I go to the front one that he was doing before, is it this one? It was the second video. If you look very carefully, you could actually see the USB encoder, and it's like flashing like yellow. Right there. There was a flash right there. And that's like USB. So I'm like, okay, he's somehow there's power going
here. It's nice
to the
dark.
right here, like
if
that.
I hit this button,
that right there is encoder.
On.
That's like a KL25Z. So I'm like going there now today, and I'm like, I don't know now. I don't think this is. I'm like, maybe the drive is bad. I'm like, maybe something happened with the drive. How did you like the quality of the XGC? Do you think it's a good cabinet? I think it is. I can't lie to you, and I've always said it. Even on like when their first videos came out, I've always complimented XGC on their cabinets because it's a beautiful cabinet. You can't knock it. You cannot knock it. You cannot talk shit about it. It's a beautiful cabinet. It was very nice. I can't lie to you. Now today I go there. Guy has it set up just like this. You can see there it's a Warriors cabinet. Very cool. I'm like, wow, this is nice. I forgot the screen size and such, but basically I go right to the rear and I'm like, okay, let's see what we could do. Because yesterday he says to me, Vic, I'm hitting the power button now in the front and now nothing is happening. What you saw before where like a white light turned on, no more. He's like, Vic, it's not working anymore. And I'm like, this is just confusing. I'm confused. So sure enough, I go in the rear and then he's telling me like a little bit, he's telling me a couple of things. Basically, you guys kind of saw how the drives were just kind of hanging around. He did mention to me that like he ordered this cabinet originally with the light guns. He ordered it with light guns. They didn't send this drive originally with the cabinet. The cabinet apparently just had this like 3.0 virtual pin drive on it. And then later on, like they sent him a new drive, which is just for the light guns. Because I'm like, did they send you this like flapping in the wind? Because that's fucking crazy. He's like, no, there was like Velcro on the left, but he did this because, now you have a second SSD and now you got the power. You can see the power daisy chain here. I guess they sent him a SATA cable. He said that to me. He was like, I added this light gun drive. It doesn't work. It never worked. It doesn't work. He then told me how he swapped out the CMOS battery. The CMOS battery is right underneath the graphics card. It's literally right underneath it. So in my mind, I'm like, and kudos to XGC. you can't see it here. I'm not going to cycle through pictures, but basically XGC actually has a L. It's a very tiny L that's connected to the graphics card and screwed into the wood. So the graphics card, it can't move like in transit. And I looked and I said to myself, I was like, the screw is never undone. It was never undone. Maybe we could see it here. I don't know. I doubt you're gonna see it. No, you can't. Did I take a picture of it? Maybe I did. I probably did. It's on my phone probably. But there's a way that they have the graphics card hard mounted. But I noticed that it wasn't like undone. So he goes, "Oh man, Vic, changing that CMOS battery was a fucking bitch. It was a pain in the ass." He's like, "My wife went and tried to like pop it out, and she like cut her finger." And I'm like, "Oh god." So basically, they got this. They changed it. He changed the CMOS battery with the graphics card on. And again, you can't see it in this picture, but it's right underneath the graphics card. You technically have to remove the graphics card to get to the CMOS battery. So he goes, "That's how I changed the CMOS battery. I swapped it." He's like, "Maybe I put it in upside down. I don't know." Some motherboards also have an LED display for error codes. Were there any or post error codes at all? So on the motherboard, nothing. This is an MSI B550M VDH Wi-Fi. I've used this motherboard before. There's no actual thing there. The motherboard had a white LED on. Solid white. As he's going, right? Now here, this was the kicker because he told me this and I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, this now may be bad. He explains to me how this motherboard right here is actually on a drawer. Nice drawer. I like it. It's very nice. And he mentioned to me that, he's like, "Vic, the last thing I gotta tell you," he's like, "I put my hand on this fan and I may have went like this." And I was like, "Say that again." So he goes, "I went and like I put my hand on the fan and like almost as if he's trying to pull out the drawer. He pulled it out using the fan as like leverage." And I'm like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Did the fan move?" And sure enough, while I'm there, I'm able to pull it up a little bit. And I'm like, "Oh shit." I was like, you possibly fucked up the pins on the CPU. So I took out the motherboard, I took everything out, I unplugged everything, and like I said, the graphics card, little L bracket, I took the screw out. It's this actually right here. You see this? This like metal L? They have this, but it's on the graphics card on the base. Took everything out. And sure enough, I take out the fan, I take out the CPU cooler fan. And I noticed all of a sudden, though, usually motherboards on the CPU, there's usually like a metal gate, right? Am I wrong? There's usually it's a CPU and then there's a metal gate, almost like to prevent what he did from happening. There is no metal gate on the CPU. There's like the little arm that you drop in that will like, you know, the plate it sits on, it kind of just pushes forward a little bit. But there's no metal plate. Sure enough, I pull up the CPU and I see like 4 pins bent. And I'm like, "Oh man." I was like, I could try to bend these in. But what I thought was a CMOS battery, and again, people would be like, "Oh, this is an easy fix, Vic. Like, it'll probably take you an hour." No, I was there for 6 hours today. And it's just like crazy. You could see it. I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, the CPU pins are bent. I bent them back. They didn't break. I bent them back. These guys, whatever thermal paste they use, coated. It is swimming in it's swimming so bad that the thermal paste is now touching the actual like motherboard area. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" It's like, how is there so much of it? Anyway, I popped it, I cleaned it. I mean, I straightened out the pins, and now I see in the motherboard where the CPU would sit, I see like 3 or 4 little tiny holes filled with thermal paste. And I'm like, oh man, I don't have the tools to clean this. I don't have like very fine tweezers and all that. So I said, listen, I'm gonna bend these in a little bit. I'm gonna really kind of push it down. So when I put the CPU back in, at first it was I'm just able to like move that little arm. And I'm like, this doesn't feel secure. I'm like, this is weird. Usually motherboards have a metal fucking gate. Like your CPU sits underneath the metal. That's what I've seen. I'm like, where the fuck did this gate go? It's not even there. It doesn't make sense. It has to be there because usually when you get a new motherboard, it's got like the plastic cap. And usually when I've seen videos how I do it, you put the CPU in, you pull the arm down, and the cap it pops off. That wasn't there. I'm like, what the fuck? How is that? Anyway, I put it in, I put the fan back on, and now I'm like, I powered it on. The PC turns on, but I can't get anything on the screen. I cannot get a BIOS. I can't get like the MSI logo. I get nothing. Nothing at all. I was like, I at that point, I'm like, definitely there's something wrong with the CPU. There's something wrong with the motherboard. Everybody's here. Okay, cool. What's going on, everybody? How are you? YT, how are you, bro? The paste seeping anywhere other than the top of the CPU is a problem too. Yes. Are you going to Texas Pinball? No, I'm not. They could take it out. Sorry for caps lock. Anyway, I don't know how. But the graces of God told me this morning before I left my garage. I said, let me bring my test bench PC with me. I bought my whole fucking PC with me. That though it was a Ryzen 5, 32 gigs of RAM, and it's an ASRock. Just a bullshit PC. Honestly, somebody like gave it to me and then I never used it. Even had like a Radeon graphics card. I said, let me just take it. Because maybe like his power supply is garbage, so I could have this power. Luckily, I bought this thing, right? So the guy there is with me. He's like, maybe, but he's like, Vic, though, man, like, maybe it's like I changed like HDMI to DisplayPort on the main screen. I'm like, no, man, like it doesn't matter. Like something would show us. You have 4 screens. Like it doesn't matter. So I said, watch, I'm gonna go to the car and I'm gonna get my PC. And you're gonna see, I'm gonna just put my PC on the floor. We're gonna power it. I'm gonna put one HDMI and you're gonna see your TV is gonna come to life. Sure enough, that's what it did. I powered it. I just plugged it in on the floor. I gave it power. And I'm like, look, I could see my desktop. It's there. He goes, oh man. He's like, what the fuck did I do? And I was like, I think it's your motherboard. So I said, hey, listen, I'm gonna take my motherboard out of my PC case and I'm gonna put it there. Let's just get it swapped. It should be an easy swap. Like worst case scenario, we just gotta buy you a new motherboard, a new CPU, and new RAM. Because this right here was DDR4. Granted though, his PC was a Ryzen 9. I was very surprised. Ryzen 9, 32 gigs of RAM, and it was an MSI motherboard. Nothing wrong with the motherboard. It had Wi-Fi. That's all you really need. Nothing artsy-fartsy. I now take my motherboard out of my case. I put my motherboard in place of this. And I said, you know what? To be safe, I'm just going to put the HDMI. I'm not going to plug in the USBs because maybe there's a USB that's like cross-cut and it like fucking, I don't know. I took his drive. I take this fucking drive right here. Only one drive. It says here, OS drive. I put that drive alone. I was like, that's it. This should boot. What do you think? It doesn't fucking boot. Doesn't do anything. It actually booted, my motherboard booted directly to my motherboard's BIOS. So I'm like, that's interesting. I then put this gun drive. Nothing. He also has in the rear, right here, you saw it in the second picture, he also has a 1 terabyte hard disk drive. This has arcade games on it. I put that. Nothing. My motherboard is just like, hey, this is the BIOS. Welcome to your BIOS. Like, nothing. No, like, I went to the boot section, nothing is showing as a boot drive. I'm like, what the fuck? I go now with my motherboard, and I bought my M.2 SSD because it was already there. I put my hard drive in, and my computer works. I see Windows 11 desktop. Sure enough, I kept his drives, these other drives, I kept them plugged into the motherboard. And I could see it in Windows. I could see like the E drive. It says there boot. It is a typical Windows boot. I could see Pinup Popper. I could see it all. I said, you know what? Fuck it. Let me try to launch Pinup Popper. I double click, and what happens? Access denied. Big red X. Windows access denied. I'm like, what is this? What the fuck is this? I then could see his arcade. I could see his hard drive. What the fuck is that? I could see this drive here. And it's just labeled arcade, and it's actually running Hyperspin. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's just arcade. And then I put his light gun drive. And his light gun drive, I could see the games. I could see Launchbox. And I'm like, I don't understand. I was like, I could see, booted into my Windows, I could see drive E. What's really crazy, this is what's really fucking nuts. This OS drive right here, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but this drive is split into like 8 partitions. So this one drive had drive E, F, G, H. I'm like, what is this? What is all this? One partition was like 3 gigs. Another partition was like 400 megs. I'm like, what is this? Then I remember, in the heat of all this, I'm like, I remember these fucking assholes that before, and you can't even go to their website now. You can't go to XGC. It's gone. The website URL is gone. I remember that they did some stupid ass post on their screen. It said, oh, we closed up shop. And then I remember seeing something about a deep freeze password. And I'm like, what the fuck is deep freeze? What is that? What does that even mean? And then it hit me. I'm like, this hard drive is locked. I cannot access this hard drive. So I'm there. I'm literally there for like an hour. And like I said, I could see the drive. On my Windows, on my drive, I could see EFG. I took out my M.2, and I'm just there. But the craziest thing I said, when I power on the PC, nothing. It just gives me my BIOS. Like normal. Like if you don't have a drive and you power your motherboard, it shows you the BIOS. And I'm like, what is happening? Sure enough, I said, dude, let me just shoot Jason Baker a text. And I wrote to him, I was like, dude, if you have a quick second, man, I know you're busy. I'm like, if you have a second, man, I'm trying to get this guy's XGC cabinet back to life. And I wrote to him, I was like, I put a new motherboard and it's just not recognizing the drive. And he doesn't reply right away. And that's okay. It's okay. I was like, let me just shoot the shot. Let me take the shot. I talked to Jason. It's fine. Sure enough, like an hour later, he texts me. And he goes, you have to set your motherboard, the BIOS, you have to set it where instead of it's UEFI, you need to set it to CMS. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Sure enough, I go and I see that. You go into BIOS, there's a thing there like boot, and I'll read you his exact words, because I was like, what? CMS? I was like, do you mean CMOS? He's like, no, Vic, there's like CMS. I'm like, what? I'll tell you what right now. Here we go. He wrote, his drives were formatted in MBR. I don't know what that means. Which means the BIOS is probably in CSM compatibility mode. If you made a drive, it was formatted in GPT mode. Change the BIOS to UEFI mode and your new drive should show up. But if you are working on the XGC drive, that's what we're working on, change your BIOS to CSM compatibility mode. I did that. And sure enough, the fucking thing booted. But I can't be all happy-go-lucky because it took no joke like 10 minutes to boot. It was stuck on the Windows screen. The little window, like the Windows logo with the spinning wheel, it's just stuck for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, well, at least like we're getting somewhere. Like, we're getting somewhere. At least now I could see Windows. We play a quick game. The guy's like, oh my God, this fucking works. This is amazing. Everything worked. Solenoids were firing off. It's actually funny. He did tell me that his beacons never worked. He also paid for the fan, never worked. So I'm going to go back there next week because we're not done yet. But this was a cool sign. I'm like, okay, this works. The thing came up, it came back to life. I don't know how, but it came to life because it needed to be in CMS. All of a sudden now, I said to him, I was like, all right, listen, because I had like my motherboard just like there. It wasn't like hard mounted. I said, listen, let's turn off the system. Let's just give it a reboot. As he hits the power button to shut down, it is just stuck on shutting down. Big blue screen, shut down. Windows. Doesn't move. Like for 10 minutes. And I'm like, what is happening? Sure enough, it like gives us an error, like a blue screen to death. And it's like, hey, it looks like there's like some files missing, so we're gonna now like, fix. We let it rock. We let it go. And it goes for like 10 minutes. Turns off. I said, let's just power this thing back on. Let's do it again. Powers on. Again, still the boot took. It takes like 10 minutes. And I'm like, what the? It is an SSD. I've never seen an SSD do 10 minutes. Like, that's wild to me. But he's happy. He's playing it. It's okay. Cool. I go, listen, let me now mount the motherboard and let's slide the pinball machine back. I said, right now, I'm like, I don't know why it's taking 10 minutes to boot to win. I have no idea. It makes no sense to me. So let's slide it back. Mount the motherboard, I slide it back. I'm like, before I go, let's just power it on. Let's just make sure. And what the fuck happens? We are stuck on Windows logo, looping circle. I'm there for like 20 minutes, sitting there, waiting. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, he's like, it worked, Vic. Like, what happened? I was like, I can't tell you what the fuck happened. No idea what the fuck happened. Now, keep in mind, apparently this cabinet is about 3 to 4 years old. Let me read the chat real quick. What a clusterfuck, yes. What a terrible time to have to consider replacing RAM with the cost. Yes, I know, because I told him, I said, right now, if we want to get a new motherboard and a CPU and RAM, you're looking at like a $550 bundle from Micro Center. Not to mention his PC has a Ryzen 9 in it. Is this in an extreme arcade build with the Omega? No, Boomer. This is an XGC. This is the Australians that fucking bitched out. CMOS or Legacy. Deep freeze is a system recovery software to protect workstations against vulnerability. Yes. Okay, hold on. My chat froze. CMS. Master boot record. Yeah, UEFI is the modern firmware that replaces older BIOS. Interesting. CMC is good. I appreciate it, Jason. Thank you for everything that you were writing. It doesn't fix anything, though. So, I'm right now, I messaged Jason, and I'm like, dude, it's like, I'm looking back at the text I sent him this picture. He's like, yeah. He goes, are you just swapping out the motherboard, or are you going to modify his drive for a better experience? And I'm like, no, I am not touching this. I just wanted to bring the thing back to life. That was all I was commissioned to do, is bring it back to life. So I wrote here, I go, what's weird now is that his boot time and shutdown is really long. Jason hits me with, it could be deep freeze. You could disable it with, and then he writes here, Extreme 69. Almost like as if that's a password. Or the one on his website. If you exit to the desktop, you should see the deep freeze polar bear in the taskbar on the bottom right. When he wrote me that, I said, hold on. Like, right now, I'm waiting for this fucking Windows boot screen to, like, go. And sure enough, I'm there for, like, 30 minutes. I'm like, dude, I gotta go. Just call me. Call me when it comes back to life. Let it rock. Let it run. Basically, like, had to disable this deep freeze. And I'm praying to the Lord that disabling this deep freeze thing is gonna save the boot time on this. He wrote here, the drive had a lot of corruption on my system too. So meaning, I guess, when Jason was doing the like on stuff. And maybe struggling with all the new device drivers, which can take some time. If it's spinning, either it's doing a discount or hanging in drivers, but it will start eventually, which it did. The guy called me while I was driving. He's like, Vic, it's on. We'll get to that in a second. If you go remote in, Redcliffe 1980. That is the code that was on their bullshit fucking URL before they took it down. Depends on how old the machine is. You can make it so that it doesn't freeze and reboot. Then there is a separate process to uninstall it. Like I said, even before I messaged Jason, I was looking up this deep freeze. I'm like, what is this? I go to this deep freeze website, which is another fucking website. And it's like, you get the free trial or you got to buy Enterprise. And I'm like, I don't want any of this. I just want to get rid of it. I downloaded the standard, and then all of a sudden I see, at this point, I was doing my drive, like my hard drive. And I could see there, like all of a sudden I'm running this installer and it's now freezing my hard drive. And I put like unthaw the other drives and it didn't do anything. I'm like, this is disgusting. This is nauseating what this fucking deep freeze thing does. It makes no sense. He goes, just do the customer a favor and remove deep freeze so they don't re-enable it by accident. Like, what? I wrote to him, I was like, that's a thing? This bullshit is a thing? Then he goes, I suggest having the customer run driver booster to get all the drivers up to date. With the deep freeze on there, it got way behind. So maybe deep freeze is also blocking drive. Wild. I'm like, dude, what is this? Why? This is like antivirus that it definitely slows shit down. And I get it. They probably did it so you don't want to clone the drive. It's just nauseating. The shit was nauseating. So now I have to go back because as of right now, this is what's kind of scary to me because I right now I'm literally stuck. He luckily does have a backup SSD boot drive. Like he has 2 of these OS drives. Now, before I forgot, he called me, goes, Vic, it came back on. I said, do me a favor, because I was driving. I was like, I need you to exit to the desktop because I want him to turn off this deep freeze bullshit. I said, dude, do me a favor, exit to the desktop. And he's like, I never really did that. I've done it before one time. And I was like, usually pin a popper, there's like an exit, but I don't want you to shut down. I need you to go to the desktop. Couldn't find it. I said, listen, grab a keyboard and hit like an Alt F4. Do an Alt F4. Sure enough, exits. And he sees the desktop. I said, dude, beautiful. Do me a favor. On the bottom right, because it was Windows 10, I'm like, on the bottom right, you're going to see like your clock, your time. And there's an arrow. You got to click it. And when you click it, you're going to see a fucking polar bear. He goes, Vic, I don't see a clock. I was like, oh no. I was like, do you see your taskbar? No, I don't see that. I was like, do me a favor, hit the Windows key. Sure enough, like Windows key, the side menu pops up, but no bar in the bottom. So I'm like, maybe you have poppers still running. I hit him with an alt control delete. I said, delete, like turn end task on everything popper related. He did all that, still no taskbar. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And I'm looking at the website and it says like you have to disable, for you to turn off this fucking deep freeze, you got to go from the bottom right, this whatever it's called, the toolbar menu bullshit. And he's like, Vic, I don't see it. And I'm like, oh. I said, do me. He's like, should I restart? I was like, I'm kind of scared for you to do that because you might not. It might take forever to boot again. Sure enough, he's like, I'm gonna restart. I still have yet to get a call back. if the thing if it booted, and I'm like, oh man. So that's like the one. So now that's my fear now. So next week I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go again because I'm right now. We were all happy, but I'm like, he was playing this. He was playing. This is Future Pinball. This is Pin Event Jaws. And he loved it. He was like, oh, this is what I bought. Like, yes. And as he was playing, like every 10 seconds, the ball would not stutter, it would freeze and then drop. Almost like something was slowing it down. And he's like, Vic, I'll be honest, that wasn't like that before. And I was like, maybe because I'm running a Ryzen 5 and you had a Ryzen 9. And I'm like, then I'm thinking it's just this bullshit fucking deep freeze in the background. It's like fucking the antivirus. Where it's like running in the background, it's eating your CPU, and it's like, why do you have this? Why? Because you don't want people to copy your bullshit fucking drive? Awful. You could just install the software from the mobile manufacturer and update all those drivers. Windows take care of the rest. Yes. Our issue right now is that we can't even fucking get to the desktop. We can't get to it. My hope right now is that when I got home, I ate with the family, and I was like, if you get this thing back, do me a favor. You're going to go online. He's connected to Wi-Fi. I was like, you're going to go to AnyDesk, download AnyDesk, give me the code, and I will remove this fucking polar bear from home. He has yet to tell me that his PC turned on. It sucks. It is the war. I can't figure it out. For what? Like, they did all, and that's like all, like, it's not for nothing. No matter what, whatever builder, like me, I'm not doing that. You clone my drive, I could give two I do not care. But when you go to the extent of doing that bullshit, deep freeze, and all I'm thinking about the whole time I'm there, all I'm thinking about, I'm like, dude, all these people that have this XGC cabinet, what is going to happen? What is going to happen the day you have to swap the motherboard out? And there's no instructions at all anywhere about CMS. Nothing. Those assholes also, they just wrote the deep freeze password. I was like, what the fuck is deep? What is that? And then I see how complicated this deep freeze thing is. And I'm like, why are you going to put people through this? It's awful. I find that such a horrible way. Was he running third-party antivirus on it? Don't need that on a VPN either. No. Well, I didn't really see. I'll check that next week when I go there. Because my idea, I was there. When I got there at 11 a.m., by 3 p.m. is when I did the whole motherboard swap. Like, that was like it. At 3 o'clock, I was like, okay, we're at this stage at 3 o'clock. I left at 5. And I'm like, I'm still pulling my hair out. Why you do all that? It's not like they pay for any of the games in the first place. I don't know. If the taskbar is frozen or missing, forcefully restart it by running task skill. I'm going to take a picture of that in the command prompt. I'm going to take a picture of that. I appreciate that, Jason. Thank you. Literally saving it. What a horrible way to spend the Saturday. So this is another thing, right? And this is where it was funny when I met the guy. The guy was like, what's in your hand? I come with a toolbox. I got like soldering iron. I got like screwdrivers. And he's like, wow, you came with a toolbox. He's like, I called the right guy. And I was like, I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, Vic, I had somebody come here for this thing. No tools. And what do you think? He's like, do you think he fixed the problem? I was like, I guess not. I was like, I don't know. But I said, I was like, that was right when I walked through the door. I was like, let's not get too excited. Main thing is to get it down. Now, this is where I get into it where I feel really bad. I get it because people don't really think, but it is what it is. People think, oh, this is going to take you like 30 minutes, Vic. You could dude, I was there for 6 hours. So I said to him, I said, listen, this is my starting fee. He was also in Brooklyn. It was an hour away, no parking because of the fucking snow over here. I was like, listen, this is my starting fee. If you're not going to do that, don't waste my time. No offense. But I said to him, I said, listen, if I can't get it working, you don't pay me. You do not pay me. So sure enough, we're at this point here. He's all excited. He gets his wife. His wife is like, it works. We're all excited. He gives me my money, and then I'm now about to leave, and the fucking Windows logo is there, and I gave it right back to him. I said, I will see you next week. And he's like, Vic, you were here for 6 hours, though. I said, dude, I didn't get it. We were there, and now it's like, it literally slipped from my fingers. I don't know why, but I didn't fix it. So he goes, Vic, are you sure? I said, yes. I will come back next week. I said to him, right now, I said, I told him he bought a new 1,000 watt power supply. I tested that for him. I put the old one back. I said, dude, the power supply is not the issue. Return that. He's got the Amazon box over here. I was like, return. You can't even see my mouse anymore. Oh, here it is. Yeah. I said, return that. I was like, that right there, 1,000 watts, you probably pay like 120 bucks, even more. Return that and get yourself another B550 MSI motherboard. On Amazon, it was 100 bucks. I was like, beautiful. I was like, swap your power supply, give me the motherboard. I said, he goes, why do I need that? I said, right now I'm praying to the gods that the issue is your motherboard, and I'm praying that the CPU is okay. So I said to them, I said, get a motherboard. We're going to put your Ryzen 9 CPU in it. I already cleaned it. And we're going to pray to the gods that it's going to boot. Because you're running a Ryzen 9. I'm going to bring thermal paste with me on Saturday. Like, we just have to pray. That's it. Because I said to them, right now, your motherboard has like 4 or 5 little tiny holes where the CPU sits. It's fucking full of fucking thermal paste. I can't clean it. I don't have the tools to clean it. So just get another motherboard. I said, now though, worst case scenario now, we have to get you now a new motherboard, a new CPU, and new RAM. He's got DDR4 RAM. Now it's DDR5. I said, by the time I come next week, play with this. I said, I kept I gave him my motherboard. I said, keep it. His old one is literally on the couch here. I said, keep my motherboard. Play it. Play your pin. I don't need my test bench. It's too cold in the garage. Take it. I said, enjoy it. At least try to get some gaming in. Play it. And then I'm leaving and the fucking Windows logo is stuck. He's like, Vic, it doesn't... I said, dude, just keep it. I don't need my motherboard. I know where you live. I'll come get my PC again. So now I'm hoping when I go there next Saturday, number one, I'm going to aim to take this fucking deep freeze off this hard drive. I'm going to tell him that Saturday morning. I'm like, do me a favor, bro. Turn the fucking computer on. Don't play a game. Just make sure it's on before I arrive. And then that's it. That's what I have to pray to the gods. MSI Center software and make sure all motherboard drivers are updated. I plan to do that all once I get this deep freeze off and such. It's just like I said, it's just crazy. Like I thought I could remove deep freeze with my hard drive in, my M.2, and then I could take disk E and remove it. And it's like, no, it makes no sense. This fucking deep freeze thing. It's so annoying. But that was my Saturday. I just feel bad because it's funny because everybody's like, this should take like 30 minutes. It's like nothing, dude. I said to him, I was like, whatever you do, plan for me to be there all day. So I'm there. It's like 3 o'clock now. He's like, dude, you're here, bro. Like, he's like, don't you have like other people to see? And I'm like, no, I only see one person a day. Because shit like this happens where I never anticipated it to be just a simple, oh, it's just an hour. No, I'd never. I got to devote the entire day for it. It's like a must. I cannot do that. But yes, it's just wild to me. And he's also telling me now, like the other plan is when I go Saturday, he told me that the beacons and the fan don't work. Now I'm going to have to open up the back. I said right now, he's like, Vic, I don't care about that right now. I was like, I just want to play the game. I'm like, all right, let's do what I came to do. And that was just to bring the computer back to life. But I hate it, honestly. And this isn't like the first time. I hate it when like I don't win. I hate it when I'm defeated. Like this right now, I consider myself defeated. I did not get the job done. I didn't get the job done. Why? Because they're fucking bullshit. And I'm blaming it on this deep freeze. Because I could see the drive. It's just like something is hanging up. Something's in the background. And then, like I said, and Jason even kind of notices it, when Jason Baker tells me this fucking deep freeze also blocks drivers and like updates, I gotta move the laundry. I'm like, dude, why is this a thing? Oops. And like I said, I assume that they do this so that they don't want people to clone the drive. That's the only thing I can think of. Prince Vinny, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Correct. So instructions to remove deep freeze. A lot of woodworking guys are not software guys. The thing about deep freeze though, and I looked at the video. For you to fully, so it's like a two-step thing. You gotta like unthaw your drive, and then you have to uninstall. And like for you to uninstall, you have to rerun the installer software. So I said I got to that point on my drive. On my drive, I downloaded deep freeze and I was able to install it. When I installed it, it's fucking freezing my drive. And I'm like, what is this? And then it said, and then I saw that I was able to unthaw it and then I had to uninstall it. So it's like a two-step thing. And I'm just praying. Number one, I have to pray that the fucking drive is gonna boot. And then number two, I gotta hope that I could take out this deep freeze. And number three, I'm hoping that at the end of this, everything is gonna be smooth sailing. And I felt really bad because the whole time, it was like, the guy felt so, he was just so like, he's like, yo, why did I touch the fan? And I was like, never. You never should be touching like the fan. he's like cursing himself out. He's like, why did I touch the fan? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, you have to set it to be thawed before full installation. Full installation or uninstallation. Yes, that's just, it's just, like, why? I don't know. It's just so annoying. And like I said, so the biggest thing, like I said, I was doing Google searches. Number one, like I said, the XGC URL is gone. So you no longer see that deep freeze password. It's no longer there. I think I found a Facebook group that somebody took a screenshot, luckily. So thank God for that guy. But I'll most likely make a video explaining the CMS. You got a BIOS, CMS. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare. That's all I was thinking about. I was like, there's thousands of people that have this thing and they don't know what, like, if your motherboard dies. The CMOS battery, that was the one thing, because he was also at the end of it, he's like, Vic, none of this makes sense. He was like, I don't understand that even when I change the CMOS battery, he's like, my button to power on the cabinet didn't work. And I was like, it did work, but your CPU probably was the issue. So I was explaining to him, I said, hey, if you notice it, you don't see it in the picture, but I was like, if you actually look carefully when you power on the PC, in the rear are two fans, and on the bottom of the cabinet are either one or two fans. They're white fans. And I was like, if you look at the floor, you see that white circle on the floor bouncing off the reflection. I was like, that means your PC is on. It turned on. So I said, I feel like it literally is that, though. If he didn't touch the fan, we would not be in this little bit of a mess. But I said to him, I said, dude, I'm hoping right now, I'm hoping your CPU is okay. I'm hoping this $100 motherboard is going to fix your issue. And hopefully this fucking unthawing is going to resolve issues, because it's just so nauseating. I can't figure out why somebody is going to do that. I don't get it. But yes, that's my journey. Fuck XGC. So nauseating. Unbelievable. And like I said, if you really sit, if you really think of it, even for like a question for a little alien, if you were me, would you have known to have gone and changed the thing to CMS? Honestly. And I was pulling my hair out. I was like, dude, I went into my drive. I could see it. I see this DEFG. I was like, I see it. I see the popper files. And when I try to launch it, access denied. And I'm like, oh man, awful, awful stuff. But yes, that's my my rant on today. That was like a good solid hour. Pinball. Again, Stern Pinball. We got the media day invite. I love that. Thank you, Stern. I will be there. I already got my plane ticket. Should be an exciting day. The media day invite has no details. It doesn't say anything. It's just like Star Wars, or I should say King Kong, where it just says Stern's Cornerstone, Stern's next Cornerstone Media Day invitation and all that. What a shit show. Exactly. What a shit. What's also crazy now, real quick, to go back to this guy has a light gun drive. And he had the 2-player arcade control panel. And he's like, Vic, I don't even care about that. He's like, I just want to play pinball. I just want the pinball part to work. The light gun stuff, I would assume it's Sinden because there's no sensors on that screen. I don't know. I also assume to launch the light gun stuff, you have to do it outside of Popper, which is okay. It's like a separate launch box thing. Whatever they did was by ripping content from other drives. I don't know. Stern loves saying all their games are a cornerstone game. Yeah, so Tanner, that's also what I noticed. I'm trying to think back if Stern considered Star Wars as a cornerstone. Let me go back to my emails. Because I don't know if Stern considered Star Wars as a cornerstone. It's so stupid. Gmail on like my phone, unless I have too many emails. I have to go back and see that. But again, this email, it just gives us a date, a time schedule, like always. It says here, RSVP, upcoming Stern Pinball Cornerstone exclusive pinball media open house. We're thrilled to invite you to an exclusive pinball media showing at our factory. We're using this window to offer early access to trusted group of media partners and creators. There is an NDA. I will have to sign an NDA. That is A-OK. We did that for Star Wars. So with that NDA, I'll probably make a short of me outside of Stern, and then we won't be able to talk or show anything until the embargo date is lifted. But this NDA, no details as far as, it just says like Stern. Like you fill in the blanks, you got to put your name. It just says Stern. Nothing about like Nintendo, nothing about like Pokemon. There's nothing at all. So we are still unknown as far as what the game is. There's J-Rod. What's going on, buddy? They also stole Jason Baker's work too. So it was funny because I was talking to the owner of this cabinet, and I was educating him, and I was like, oh, well, Jason Baker and XGC was going to do something in the US, and Jason Baker like dished out. Jason Baker was working with them, technically. Wasn't really stolen, but very smart on Jason to leave that headache, because that sucks. The whole situation sucks. I'm glad that I do get another invite. I'll be brutally honest. I don't want to jinx it. I feel like the content creators that Stern emails, it's basically just an email chain. So it just gets blasted out. But it's always great. I always have a blast. I tell everybody when I go, I say hi to everybody, and then I'm going to play pinball for 8 hours. That's how the day goes. That's exactly how it is. I tell people it's actually pretty cool. Grown up adjacent. Aaron, very cool guy on Twitch. I met him at Expo. Very cool guy. Be sure to check him out. Again, grown up adjacent. I met him at Expo. The guy's tall. He's like 6 feet. He's tall. I gotta look up a little bit. And I'm like, oh, dude, I see you on Twitch. He streams like every morning. So we're in like this content creator Discord chat, and he wrote there, he's like, anybody going to Media Day? And I was like, I am. So he's like, oh, I want to DM you real quick. I was like, yeah. He goes, oh, I got invited. And I said to him, I was like, dude, congratulations on getting invited. That's like a big milestone, in my opinion, when a company reaches out to you and is like, he didn't ask for it. Stern reached out to him, sent him an email, sent him this generic email. So I'm like, dude, that's awesome. That means like Stern saw you. Whatever you are doing, a company saw you, so keep it up. Keep it going. I was talking to him. He's all excited, like how I was excited on my first media day. And he's like, can I talk about it? I was like, yeah, tell your viewers that you're going. Don't say the date. Don't say the itinerary, but you can't while we're there, don't film. Like, don't film meaning like, unfortunately, with Star Wars, another content creator accidentally leaked the side cabin of Star Wars. It's like, don't do that. I don't know if he's gonna be invited. It's an honest mistake that happened, and you just gotta be careful. And he's excited. I'm very excited. That guy's Canadian. He's coming from Canada. And I was like, dude, just be proud of yourself. Like, you did it. You didn't reach out to Stern. They reached out to you. They see what you're doing. That's why I always say, like, if you want to do this, you just want to play, just grab a camera and play. Because you will never know who is seeing it. So sure enough, Stern saw his thing, and he's in it. It's got to be Pokemon since it's there. If they're being way secret about the game, I don't know. Hopefully you get another loner to stream down the line. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'll be honest. I'm very happy to be the last one. I was pushing for that loner. I pushed for it. Let me get a refill. Hold on. Hey, love. Are you okay? No, I can't even close my... Oh, here we go. I couldn't even close my cap anymore. I'm pretty confident that was the last loaner that they gave out. Now, it's kind of cool with that loaner program. It really wasn't about Stern. Forgot to turn that on. I'm bright. It wasn't really about Stern. It went through Stern, but it was really about the distro. My distributor had to, like, supply the game. So I understood it as like Stern gave them a couple of bucks for it. I had a great time with that. I think that was a year ago that I had those loaners. Man, I had a good time with that. It was Thanksgiving time. Remember that? It was Thanksgiving to, I think, like after New Year's, February. Didn't they kill the loaner program? Yeah, you're not gonna find loaners anymore. I'm very happy to say I'm definitely the last one that was getting that loaner. But yeah, Stern is cool. I'm very excited to go. I go every time. I always go through the wife, make sure I'm able to go. I learned though from the first one, I'll never forget it. My first ever media day was with JJP. That was awesome. That's really how I got it started. It's funny, every time I go see JJP or they see me, they're like, you're the guy that loves Godfather. Like, I love it. It is a great game. At Expo, I met their social media guy. Really cool guy, a young guy. I follow him on Instagram. I try to see if he's gonna show any sneak peeks. He saw me at Expo. He's like, yo, can we do an interview? I was like, hell yeah, Jersey Jack, I'm in. He's like, we're gonna mic you up. I'm like, yeah, count me in. And then if you go there, I'm like in that one quick second. I'm in like a quick second. But yes, it's fun. I'm planning, I don't know, I plan to, like I said, I go to these media days to play. I go literally to play. I like all the content creators that are there. Ralph will be there. It's funny, Ralph, like, once I get an email, I text a couple of the people I've usually seen. I text like the Loser Kids. I text Ralph, Jamie, Kale. I'm like, did you guys get the invite? Am I gonna see? So Ralph sends me like a 2-minute long voice memo. He's like, I'm not gonna go if you're not going. If you're gonna go, then I'm gonna go. And then he's like, I'll most likely go even if you don't go. I was like, no, I'm gonna go. Unfortunately, Jamie and Kale will not be there. Ralph told me they're not coming. I gotta see. I'm pretty sure Dirty Pool, Jeff might be there. It's cool. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Everybody gets to just hang out. But I go there. I always like to see Doug, Cool Toy. He's always there, number one. He's very cool, very quiet guy. He's kind of like me. Because I go there to play. I also know a couple of the people that work at Stern. Awesome stuff to always see them. Even like Colin, Kineticist is there. I just feel bad. I gotta tell him, like, I get invited like to go out like after. He's like, oh, you guys want to go like to the bar? They go at like 6. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'd like to shut Stern down. Every time I've gone to media day, I shut Stern down. What does that mean? I play until they kick us out. So I'll meet you at the bar later on if I get there, but I go there to literally play. And it's fun. It's going to be cool. Depending on how Star Wars was and how this announcement is with this NDA, I don't know. It looks like it'll be a couple of months before games start rolling out. So it's cool. I always go there. I'm kind of known as the guy that gets the gameplay footage. I don't mind that. A couple other people do too. Wild Dog. I never know people's names. I'm really bad with names. The Bash Pinball boys are usually there. I don't know people's names. I'm like, it's Bash. I'm like, you guys are Bash. That's it. Same thing with like Aaron from Grown Up Adjacent. I have to think back on his name. I just know him as Grown Up Adjacent. Retro Ralph. That's just how it is. Luckily, my handle is Vic, so people know me as Vic. That's great. That's awesome. It works out. Going back, like I said before, when I was playing Toy Story, it is too cold in the garage. I literally cannot work in the garage. It is awful. I don't know what's going on with New York this time of year. It is awful. Cannot work in the garage. So most likely during like the week, I do my computer stuff. I luckily got all of my like light gun builds out. Everything is done. Once I am able to go back into the garage, it is full force on E-Rock's build. I want that done. I have to do that for E-Rock. So that's the 4-player mounted. That's going to get done. Sorry. I wanted to load this up. Oh my God, why is this so zoomed in? Oh, no way. Today would have been a good day to play arcade games. Damn it. Why is it so zoomed in? Basically what I was going to say is that during the week, I was going to start this thing where it's called Creating Nostalgia. Boom, there it is. And this day in gaming is what it will be called, basically. That actually is tomorrow. Might be solid. So this is cool. GameFAQs has this list. I look at it daily because if I'm like in bed and the wife is watching a show, I load this up and then I'll load it up on like my Legion Go and I'll play some retro games. But this is cool. I plan to base it off of this right here. So very cool to see tomorrow. I don't know why it goes to tomorrow. Like at 8 o'clock my time, New York time, it goes to tomorrow. Look at that. 36 years ago, 1941 came out. So it's kind of cool. I then maybe would load up the vertical cabinet and play some 1941. 36 years, damn. That's cool. This list that they have is awesome stuff. It literally goes from like old to like recent. Very cool. So if you ever like are looking to play a game, if you're bored, go to this list. Definitely go to this list and then just try to find that game. Quiz King of Fighters. What is that? I can't even play it. It's not in English. I would be guessing. Did you know that there was a Quiz King of Fighters? I had no idea. SimCity 3000. I didn't play SimCity 3000. Road Rash Jailbreak. That's interesting. Mega Man. Curious George on the Game Boy Advance. That's like what I'm planning to do. So during the week, if I'm bored, I'm just going to launch a stream and go. Play it on this. Do retro achievements as always. Love it. Like I said, the one game I discovered, I can go back. What was released today? This is a good list. Bucky O'Hare, never played it. Soul Blazer, never played it. NASCAR Rumble. Wii Ski. My kiddo plays this on the Wii. I modded a Wii upstairs. I got a Wii. I have that video coming out, I think, in 2 weeks about the Wii U that I got. Smash Bros. Brawl. Interesting. SpongeBob and the Cosmic Shake came out 3 years ago. Why do I feel like that came out like last year? Anyway, one game I found, like I said, I was bored. It was called, what was it called? Wizards of War? Something like that? Played it, can't get past the second level. I literally can't get past it. Where is it? We're going to find it. Oh, it's loading. But yes, if you're ever bored and you just want to pick up a random game, again, I'm big on games that have retro achievements. Here it is, Wings. Wings of War. I was just laying down, and I was like, oh, this is cool. You can see, like, videos. I also see, like, full game is done in, like, 49 minutes. Like, cool. That's a good, like, live stream time. Awesome. Side scroller. Beautiful. This level I got past. After that, burned. Like, burned to death. That was it. This level here, second level that's gonna pop up, couldn't do it. These fucking ads. But yes, if you're ever bored, so that's what I plan to do during the week because I gotta kill time. I do like my basic stuff. I got a couple of t-shirt press things coming to me. What did I do? I did another Contra. I did a Luigi's Mansion Pac-Man and Metal Slug. I got that coming up, so that's very cool. That's awesome. Other than that, not much news as far as gaming wise. Do you guys have anything? You guys are thinking about anything? Have you seen anything? Like I said, I go and I check like Steam. I just discovered the whole thing. I tried to do it. I had to reboot my PC though. I tried to do PS2. PCSX2 has online play capability. So there are people out there playing SOCOM on PCX2. And I'm like, whoa, that's cool. I started it, but then it couldn't, like, for some reason, SOCOM 2, I couldn't get it to work. It is crazy what Emulation World could do. Let me see if I can find it, actually. There's like a website. You go to the website and you can see what people are playing. Here we go. Is it this one? PS Rewired. That's not the one. Is it this one? Possibly. Hang on. I know you can't see anything. Yeah, look at this. Let's get rid of this. I think it's like wild. I think it's crazy that this is a thing. Look at this, 193 players are online. 113 are playing SOCOM. That is wild to me. I think that's so crazy. You could literally load it up. There's instructions on how to get this to work. Interesting, Resistance Fall of Man. Resistance was a PS3 game. Do they have PS3 also? I think I was able to do SOCOM 3. I think it's just like crazy. I think that's nuts that is a thing that you could do, is play online. Yes, we have Fightcade and all that, yes, but this like console, granted I never had a PS2 and I never played online until PS3 days. I think it's crazy. That game, Video Game Esoteric, I follow him on YouTube. He posted recently the MAME update. MAME got another update. MAME, I'm gonna probably do the jump now. He shows off a light gun game that I've never seen before, and I don't have it on my drive, so I'm hoping that I will be able to do that. The game I think was called Terra Blast. So if you see a short, you'll know that I did the upgrade to MAME. What else? I heard Golden Tee 2018 by Technoparrot. That is a thing now. I'm pretty sure it's behind a paywall though, and that's okay. That is Technoparrot. That is how they get their stuff done. Other than that, not much else really that I'm trying to think of. What's also really cool, shout out real quick to Fernando. Fernando does, and I don't want to get into it because I don't really know much about it, but Dean, if you're out there, bro, message us. People are, I don't know where you are, bro. I hope Dean Sharkade, I hope he's okay. I don't know where he is. If anybody does, tell him that I miss him. I hope he's okay. That's the number one thing. Dean was very big on making these on-rail shooters. The 2-player mounted. That's really kind of cool because E-Rock wanted to get his on-rail shooter from Dean, but shipping is going to be a nightmare from, I forgot where Dean's from. Again, I hope he's okay. But as far as these on-rail shooters, sorry to say, Fernando's doing it. I think he's called Big Guns Arcade. He's building them. He just posted a video on it. I was like, wow, very good stuff. Nice stuff, Fernando. But when I do E-Rock's build, I'm telling everybody I'm sorry. No hate, no disrespect. I will never do another on-rail shooter cabinet ever. I'm sorry to say, it is the worst guns. The worst guns to deal with. I will never do it again. E-Rock will be the first and the last. I will never do. So if you do want an on-rail shooter cabinet, before it was Dean. Dean was banging them out. But now we got Fernando that will do it. And I'm going to tell Fernando, I am not your competition. I have zero desire to do these. The only thing about these on-rail shooters, number one, storage, you are not going to be able to store those things. Those things are, not to mention E-Rock, we're doing 4 players. And E-Rock's build is going to be 5 feet wide. It's a 5 foot wide. It's just a control panel. It's 5 feet. And just to make sure that 4 players could sit comfortably, we're going 5 feet on it. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be a heavy cabinet, I could tell you that. I know that for sure. E-Rock has the idea that we're going to be able to lift up the control panel and lift it up, move it, almost like as if it's 2 pieces. I may have to X-nay that idea. It will be heavy. It's going to be a heavy cabinet. So I don't know what we're going to do just yet on that. I right now have to just cut the control panel. That's my main focus. They're cool guns. It's just people need to also realize that you are going to lose games. You are not going to be able to play every single game. Using Maim Hooker is a nightmare. I hate it. Can't stand it. And yes, that is it. I'm looking on Emuline right now. I don't have you showing the screen. I'm just looking around. Not really much as far as Emuline game updates. I don't see anything. Somebody commented on the After Dark. Namco. Mahjong Fight Girl. Nothing else. Nope. You know what I actually do want to do? I could do it real quick. Somebody commented on my YouTube short. Let me run it real quick. I kind of feel like I have to prove it. Not prove it. I'm more questioning myself. Where is it? Where is it? I made this short on Fatal Fury. Can't lie. Great game. Cannot lie to you. Very entertaining game. Fatal Fury, though, launches with like the graphics specs very low. I have to probably fix the... That's fine. I can fix it. It runs like with the graphics very low, so for some reason there's like an ugly hue. On like the characters. Anyway, somebody wrote there that apparently you could select the attire for Ken. Well, we're gonna see that now for my sanity.
Fatal Fury.
We're gonna see. Can you actually see?
City of the Wolves.
Can you actually select Ken's arcade attire? Also, so far with Ray's encoder, very beautiful stuff. Ray just did an update that now you could set the encoder to just read as 2 players. If I go to offline, oh, I should do versus. Let me do a versus fight. Just to make my life easy.
Classic versus.
Very cool with the character select. This stage here has like dual lanes for some reason. I'm gonna go to Ken. Oh, it is there. He's right. It is there. Oh, man. It is there. It is. Well, how about Chun-Li? That's so stupid though. Why do they do it like that? They should have defaulted it like that. How many? There's 2 of them. Oh, we gotta see what Ken looks like now on those. Let's see Chun-Li. Oh, you even have her original. Damn.
Great.
I'm gonna have to reply to that guy short now. I'm gonna make it short and be like, I was wrong. You do have his original attire.
Ken versus Chun-Li.
It's very weird. Like they have like this, like there's like lines on their bodies. It looks like fingerprints on their bodies. Even with me pushing 4K Ultra.
You and me?
Damn it! Why didn't they default to that?
Whatever. But don't say I didn't warn you.
It's funny because they all just have the same comments, the same like
Ready?
intro
Then show me.
speech.
Round
Oh
one.
man!
Get ready.
Now I'm gonna like reshoot my short. Oh, that's so annoying. It's beautiful though.
Shoryuken! Shoryuken! Shoryuken!
Sure you can. Sure you can.
Shoryuken!
Try to do a Hadouken. Keep it simple.
Shoryuken!
Oh, so it's usually a double. Nope. Nope. Beautiful. Damn, that guy was right. I feel bad. I feel like an idiot. They did it really great. I really enjoyed actually playing against the computer on this game. They did a really good job on this game. Gotta figure out like the supers and all that. Damn it.
I did it.
I was wrong. I was wrong, and I did make a comment. I wrote like, how? I don't know. You could do that. How? How can you put his original costume back? And it's a thing. So I apologize. I'm wrong. It's okay. I'm not always right. Beautiful. Again, with Ray's encoder, everything is fancy and beautiful as always. Gotta love it. I'm always enjoying it. I need to work more on the color schemes. I really can't wait for my Eclipse, because you can see here like the player 2 and the player, all the other players are like very extremely, you can't even see the red. That's also because of the ISO on my camera. Thought I had to sneeze. Didn't have to. But yes, that's like the one thing. I want my Eclipse though. So I believe next month we got March. March is when he should be getting all of his stuff. Simple, easy. As far as like other, I don't really see anything as far as Steam. I don't see any like hype coming in. I don't see any upcoming. Who is playing? I never had Steam ask me that. I have to re-enter this. What the fuck? What is this? Really? That's annoying. That's so stupid. I gotta update my app. But yes, I'm so furious about my loss to Toy Story. So upset. So embarrassed. I cannot believe I lost on Toy Story to that. I've been signed out on... Oh my god, forget it. We'll look at it next time. That is it. Another little episode. I appreciate everybody hearing me out about today's journey with XGC. And like I said, stay tuned. Usually morning time on the weekdays. We'll do some creating nostalgia is what I'm calling it. We'll most likely play here. Oh, I also forgot to say I did the whole... Sorry to Nick, if he's still here. I did the whole upgrade to ExoDOS. I even updated my main drive now. Basically took out everything DOSBox, ScumVM. I took that out of my main launch box, and then I used Retro Exo. If you haven't seen it, heard of it, definitely check it out. They made it very easy and convenient. It's a torrent download. I believe it took about 800 gigs. And that's not entirely all of DOSBox. They did it really cool. I'm very pleased with how these guys did How can I do this? Display? You can kind of see it like that. That's fine. It's kind of like Inception, but whatever. You can see how they did it here. It has its own standalone launch box. It's great. Again, you have everything from like Dream. Dream, I think, was all of the LucasArts games. I forgot what exactly Dream was. But you also have MS-DOS and Scum VM. Big thing that they did with MS-DOS, and it's a thing of beauty. It's amazing. Instead of you downloading 2 terabytes worth of games that you may or may not play, you download like their base DOS, which is like 5 to 7 gigs. And basically, if you want to play a game, you stay connected to the internet, it connects to the torrent, downloads the game, and then you play it. Very cool. I'm telling you, it is awesome. I said to a couple people, I discovered a couple of like different Beavis and Butthead games, which is probably on their Win3X. That's also probably another thing. I'm just like a sucker for like I didn't know this was a thing. Beavis and Butthead Do You? Didn't know that was a thing. Like no idea. There's like what is this, Golden Tee? Like I'm totally down for that. And like I said, this is basically Win3X. They should actually launch. No, see, okay. Can you actually see it? This is actually a game I have, but you still have to install it. So this is what I was mentioning. If Nick sees it, this is what DOSBox does. So when you actually want to play a game, you have to technically install it. So I'm right now doing the install process. You can see the Windows commands. So you got to press like Y, N. It's going to ask you about full screen. It's going to ask you if you want to apply like a shader. They did it really great. And like I said, the biggest thing is with MS-DOS. MS-DOS has 7,000 games on it. And instead of you downloading all 7,000 games, you just want to launch one game. Granted, yes, it doesn't take that long. Do I want to change anything here? Nope. And like pretty soon you're just going to be fucking there. Like you'll be gaming. Started anyway, yes. Kind of hoping you didn't. No, I didn't lose it. Did I lose it? Yeah, see? Beautiful. Like what? Like this is insane. Like what is this? What was that? LNR. What does that mean? We'll have to play this. I grew up on Beavis and Butthead. That he's like, hey, how's it going? This is beautiful. Again, if I do like an MS-DOS game, for example, I think like Mario Teaches Typing is like a big deal to me. I actually started playing it with the kiddo. Yes, Mario Teaches Typing is here. If I want to play this, did I already download it? Nope. So you get this pop-up. It says the game has not been installed. So it says it appears you have not downloaded this game. So you press yes. It's genius. I'm telling you, whatever these guys did, beautiful stuff. So shout out to Retro XO. It is a thing of beauty. So right now it's going to download the game. And it's also going to download like the manuals and stuff. And you essentially could uninstall it and remove it. It is loads of fun. It is insane. I grew up on these old school Windows games. There's one game though I can't find. Growing up in like kindergarten, there was a game where it was the alphabet. So it was like A through Z. And like you would click a letter and it would like play like a song or something. And the biggest thing was that when you clicked on the letter V, it did like the dun 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 dun. And that's all I remember. I cannot find the game. If I could find that, that would be nostalgia trip for me. It's very cool. I didn't tell you guys about the Facebook Marketplace $300 PC score that I got. Again, if you're on my Discord, you should join it. It is there. I showed everybody that. See, look, game download successfully. Awesome. Now it's going to install it. Do I want to change anything from full screen? Do I want to do graphics filters? Nope. Sometimes it launches, or it's like now that it's done, you just got to press enter. And it will play. I told everybody about this $300 PC that I scored. I honestly was looking for the kiddo to get a PC. She was using an old all-in-one. Why isn't it launching? I want to play my Mario Teacher's Typing. What happened? Did I launch too many times? I had to buy the. Oh, I didn't have to, but the kiddo was using like a dated all-in-one. It was very slow. So I had Launchbox set on it. I had this DOSBox set, and it just wasn't cutting it. So I found a $300 PC. Yes, my 4-year-old, soon to be 5-year-old, is rocking a Ryzen 5, 32 gigs of RAM, 3060 Ti, with like, I think I have right now 4 terabytes worth of games on it. Not games, I'm sorry, 4 terabytes worth of drives on it. And we've been honestly playing it. It's been loads of fun. It's insane. What's happening? I don't want to change any of these. I want to make sure it's not running in the background. Boing. I want to play some Mario Teacher's Typing. Like, what happened? There was like an error screen on that, but... it's like, I'm gonna let this defeat me. Let me uninstall it real quick. Let's see what happens. You have to restore your save. If you already have backed up, no. Would you like to back up your saves? No. No, I don't want to back up my saves. It was funny. My wife was playing it. She's like, "What? I learned how to type with Mario Teacher's Typing." I was like, "Me too. I know. Believe you me, I know." One more time. If it don't launch, I'm gonna have to either restart. I'm gonna see what's up. Is it like in the background? No, it's not. Nope, that's it. That's all right. I'll figure it out. I'll get it working. But yes, that is it. Everybody enjoy your Saturday, Sunday. I'll see you guys during the week. Thank you for listening to my XGC talk. Those freaking guys. Good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. Stay safe and have fun. Everybody game. Keep gaming. Bye. Bye.